If you ever have to endure something that is mentally or emotionally difficult, stress, whatever it is in life, anxiety, whatever it is, and you reach the point of burnout with it, meaning that you kind of hit bottom, you can't see your way around the problem anymore. When you recover from that, I strongly suggest that you do something that is so unbelievably physically difficult, requiring endurance, that the only thing that you can focus on by the time you're 3/4 of the way done doing it is the next step. I went hiking with a bunch of buddies of mine, and we got lost in the mountains for hours. We were up in North Carolina, and we got lost. The trails had been washed out by a hurricane that came through, which I know that sounds crazy as hell, but that's the way it was. It was a hurricane that turned into a tropical storm as it blew north through Georgia and then hit, North Carolina, Tennessee. And it was a storm. It wasn't the one that washed everything out a couple of years ago. Or last year, actually, holy shit. But anyway, it got to a point on our hike out that it was literally the only thing that I could focus on was taking the next step, right? And I think that made me mentally stronger. Now, I was familiar with that sensation. I was in the military. I understand what physical endurance and mental endurance is, and I understand the difference and also how the two are linked. All of the guys that I knew that were on teams were just tough as nails mentally, but they weren't the big, bulky, athletic-looking dudes. Like, some of them were a little pudgy. You know what I mean? But they were on special teams. They were on, SEALs, Green Berets, those guys. Their mental endurance is what did it. It was that resolve that they had to take the next step. And it changes you. Right now I'm going through something that is extraordinarily difficult. Not the most difficult thing I've ever done, but very stressful for me. And today I got to a point where I thought to myself, man, I don't think that I can do the next step. I don't think I can do the next thing. And I started thinking about that mountain. I started thinking about my time in service. I started thinking about the other personal BS that I dealt with in my life. And I thought, this is not the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with. It's just stressful. It's hard, yes. It sucks, absolutely. But it's not the hardest, man. And I was able to look back on that physical endurance, that physical stress test that I ended up accidentally putting myself through. Tried to go on, I think it was like a 7-mile hike. It ended up being more than a half marathon through the mountains in western North Carolina. 13, I think we ended up going like almost 14 miles in the mountains that day. At any rate, put yourself through something physical, okay? Push yourself to the absolute limit. And then do it one more time, and one more time, and one more time. And you'll get there mentally. You'll be tougher mentally for it. I think there's something to that. That, and remember that corny phrase, "This too shall pass." My wife is from South America. She says, todo va a estar bien. Todo va a estar bien. Todo va a estar bien. She chants it sometimes. It means everything's going to be okay. It's literally what it translates to. Everything is going to be all right. At least I think it does. My Spanish isn't actually that good. But it's all right. But, yeah. So just remember that next step. Just focus on right now. What are you doing right now? Taking one more step. What are you doing right now? Taking one more step. And eventually you'll get there. And remember, the whole time, that's going to be all right. Thanks for listening.